Hello everyone, welcome to Fort Lauderdale. So this is going to be a little bit unique compared to Beverly Hills, but I have the pleasure of being able to connect with some fantastic agents like this one, Anthony.
Hello there.
Who is originally from New York, but is now hanging out with me and a good friend of his and the owner and listing agent of this home, Peter.
Hi, how are you doing?
So we get to have the joy of touring around Peter's home here, which is behind us at a little over $5 million.
$5,325,000.
So this is going to be very unique compared to homes that we typically tour in Beverly Hills because we get access to things like this fantastic waterfront. Now, I am not going to be able to do this property or this area justice compared to these two experts of this fine market. So we're going to be take a quick tour and be able to see this lovely property that Peter just showed me, and you're going to absolutely love it. It was constructed a little less than 5 years ago, and so Peter and Anthony are going to share with us some of the details. So just go ahead and jump in.
I'm just going to tell you first about the waterway. This is the Rio Barcelona, and that intersects at the ocean with the Intercoastal Waterway. And right nearby is Las Olas Boulevard, world-renowned for shopping, dining, entertainment, nightlife. And it's the perfect location also near the Galleria Mall, which has your Neiman Marcus, Macy's, and a lot of good restaurants as well. The house, as you'll see, is on 2 levels with a oversized swimming pool, an oversized hot tub for 12. And on the first floor, there's a master with direct access to the outdoor space here with a door. Large kitchen and dining room on this level, as well as the great room. And there's a second guest bedroom on this floor as well. Should we go inside?
Absolutely. So one of the things that you'll see that's really cool about this place is no stone is left unturned with construction because it's newer. This whole development, as we look around, you can start to see some newer construction homes, but the master plan of the community was developed in the 60s, and this area had a little bit of infill to it. They call this area the Venice of America because you have all of these little pockets where you can get that boat right there is 130 feet compared to this boat right here is 22 feet.
It's the truth. And Erik, to live like this is like an oasis with just steps away from our life, our nightlife and our restaurants and the shops. That's the beauty part about this part of Las Olas and Fort Lauderdale.
So I had mentioned to Anthony that this pocket seems to be a little bit of a hidden gem. Fort Lauderdale is relatively close to Miami. It was less than an hour drive to be able to scoot up here just a little further north. And a great part about this community is there's so much growth and vibrancy that's starting to happen. Let's take a quick look inside.
This is our kitchen, obviously, and why don't I take you through the first floor here. Dining area, this is 12. And this is actually a grand piano here, so it's a very spacious living room, great room area. Always done, always done. And back here is a bar. It has, of course, a sink and refrigerator and wine cooler. And what's a kind of unique feature, the architect, by the way, is Kevin Aiken of AZD Architects, and he's pretty well known. This house actually won an architectural award for its design back in 2014. And he's building a number of new houses down here in the $5 to $12 million range. And up front here, what's kind of fun is this wall goes up 30 feet and it actually slopes back and curves, and it has a niche in it so that you can put your various tchotchkes, I guess we'd call them. And there's a nice space to actually sit and read and see what's going on up front. And there's a nice kind of Asian garden area here, so it's a nice spot to read guests and hang out when you want to go away from people in the other parts of the house. There are cabana bath over here. It goes directly outside, so if you're in the pool and you don't want to have to come in the house and make things wet, you just come on in here.
One of the things that Peter had shared that's really cool about this space is that all of the bedrooms outside of, I think you said one, Peter, has instant access to the exterior. Another shot of the kitchen from this angle. Kind of a very open concept where you can see from both levels of the home, you get this exterior of blue skies and blue water. Peter has a connection here with the South Florida Symphony and will often entertain guests that are involved with some of the performances that will happen.
This is the bathroom, which has that kind of open indoor outdoor feeling.
So Peter, share the story that you said again about this area and Hurricane Irma.
Okay, Hurricane Irma went through here, and we were really concerned about what would happen. Our island was totally intact. We lost some trees and some foliage, but I'll tell you, it grows back quickly. This whole area out here, we could see nothing but fence, and in a matter of months, this is what's grown back. As a matter of fact, that plant out there was planted just 4 months ago, and it's grown back. It's great. It's just the resilience of plants and
Most of the rooms will have this recessed lighting aspect as well, so the architect made a point of putting in some really nice finer touches that add some life to each room.
This is we call the garden room, and this is good for quick and easy exits out of the house. And upstairs.
So again, this kind of open staired concept, a little bit more industrial in the color scheme of the home. It's got a neutrality that does really well. As you can see, Peter has got some really fantastic art that will accentuate the space. So you have this whole white wall that will carry, and then a really gorgeous chandelier as well that kind of adds to the flavor of this particular hallway.
Yeah, it really has a kind of modern feel, but yet traditional at the same time. It's really kind of interesting. Over this side, we have what we use as an office and music room again. My other half composes and plays piano, so that's why we have the cork up here as well as the grand piano downstairs.
And again, like I said, from the upper level, you still got those views of skies and water, which is just lovely. Off, just a touch in the distance, that is, Peter, you had said the Intercoastal Waterway?
Intercoastal Waterway, yes.
Okay.
That leads directly to Port Everglades, which is where all the major cruise ships come into town, and directly out to the ocean. If you look along here in the distance, you'll see some of the high rises. That's where the ocean is, and that's the Ritz-Carlton Hotel you can see looming large over those homes across the way. This area is really happening pretty quickly now. Homes that used to sell for $1 million, $2 million are now up in the $7 million range. We're one of the first to do this here on Sunrise Key, and now there are 7 houses being built here. And most notably, right across the waterway here, the past several months, and there's one going up across the waterway that is a spec home that is going on the market for $17 million.
So Peter had said earlier that this property, this one that is the spec home, was a $5 million lot, give or take.
Yes.
And then similarly with that home across the way, which now Peter had suggested would probably also be in that 17, 18 million range.
Yes.
This home, which you can see my finger pointing to as an example, slightly older, also a different style. It has a very similar lot size as those homes that are new construction, but that would probably sell around 12.
Correct, being a point lot, yeah. A point lot, yeah. But if anyone is interested in wide water views and spectacular location, proximity to fine dining, restaurants, shopping, and actually easy access to Miami as well. We have the Bright Line coming in, the new speed train that's already in operation going up to Palm Beach, and that will get you down to center Miami in 20 minutes from the center of Broward in Fort Lauderdale. So it's just going to be an amazing connectivity among the cities.
Now this area that we're standing on as well is the terrace right off of both the office space and the master bedroom, which gives you this kind of gorgeous view where you can kind of creep down, and from entertainment purposes you get a shot of the pool and the hot tub and some outdoor dining and some really great indoor-outdoor living. And as Peter had mentioned earlier, a lot of these areas, the frontal water sizes will range from what to what?
Well, we have 95 feet on the water, which gives you the opportunity to have a 75-foot yacht here. Some of the larger homes, I have another listing on the same island across the way. It's an older home. It's on 235 feet of water, and that's listed at 4.3 million.
And that's,
But that would,
and that's a point lot as
that's
well.
a point lot, and that would accommodate a yacht up to 130 feet.
Which is like that boat right
That's it.
there.
Yeah.
Correct.
So Peter had also mentioned about the intercoastal waterway. You can't have a boat of that size that's on the waterway because of the waves. So a lot of people will buy just off of the waterway to be able to still accommodate a boat that will fit their lifestyle.
Right. So here along the Rio Barcelona, and likewise on the Middle River over there, you can have a large yacht, 130 footer, etc., and it won't be problematical for you because you're not on the intercoastal
It's a
waterway.
no wake. It's a
Yeah,
no
it's a no wake zone.
It's a no wake zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So welcome to Fort Lauderdale, and particularly my home, and hope you're interested, and if you want a tour of Fort Lauderdale, come and see me.
Absolutely. And it's been a pleasure showing you around, Eric. Welcome to
Thanks,
our
Eric.
city.
So we get to take in a little bit more of the South Florida area. I just wanted to show you an aspect that is different than Beverly Hills. And I'd love to be able to tell you the differences of some of the cooler aspects of what it's like from East Coast to West Coast living. So as always, this is Eric Brown, this time from Fort Lauderdale, signing off.